The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald was published in 1925. It offers a provocative interpretation of the American dream and humans' desire for wealth. The novel features Jay Gatsby, a young and mysterious millionaire who partakes in illegal bootlegging to make inordinate amounts of money and win back his once lover Daisy Buchanan from her millionaire husband Tom. Gatsby buys a mansion on West Egg, across the bay from Daisy's own home, and throws elaborate parties to show off his new money and attract her attention, because he believes that she will fall in love with his money and leave Tom, and they can be happily married. In the end, Daisy does not leave Tom for Gatsby, and he is tragically shot, showing that despite his wealth and material success, he is never emotionally fulfilled. Fitzgerald argues that Americans believe wealth and material goods will bring them happiness, and uses Tom Buchanan as an icon of that wealth and someone whom Americans seek to emulate. However, dreamers like Gatsby fail to recognize that the only thing their idols lack is true happiness, an intangible commodity that money cannot buy. Americans' misconstrued desire for wealth has become increasingly visible in the United States with the evolution of media and technology since 1925. For example, the 2013 film adaptation of The Great Gatsby, directed by Baz Luhrmann. The film stars Leonardo DiCaprio as Jay Gatsby and Carey Mulligan as Daisy Buchanan, two very prominent actors in today's media culture. Luhrmann offers an interpretation of the current cultural moment by mirroring and criticizing it. In an interview for the LA Times, he says, "If you wanted to show a mirror to people that says you've been drunk on money, they're not going to want to see it. But if you reflected it on another time, I think they'd be willing to see it." His film adaptation mirrors our society's obsession with wealth and celebrities to show that Americans now seek both fame and fortune as sources of ultimate happiness. Americans' obsession with wealth is evident in the soaring popularity of reality TV shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Jersey Shore, The Real Housewives, and Honey Boo Boo. Americans exploit modern media and technology to create a fame for themselves, and thus viewers are fascinated by this opportunity to create fame. Another example of Luhrmann's mirror is his soundtrack. Jay-Z, who produced the album, blends hip-hop, a popular music style today and a symbol of wealth and power, with 1920s-era jazz, which is still less popular. The result is a soundtrack that appeals to the rich institutions of today instead of the historically accurate ones, which is what Americans want anyways. Jay-Z also functions as a modern-day Jay Gatsby because he overcame his childhood in Brooklyn's impoverished Marcy housing projects to achieve immense fame and success in the music business. He is a real-life example that the American dream is possible because of the opportunities in the United States, and as a result, Americans are fascinated with celebrities and their publicized success stories. The soundtrack also features heavyweights like Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Gautier, Fergie, and will.i.am. Their songs play in the background of nearly every scene, serving as a constant reminder of our obsession with rich institutions like music and our fascination with the artist apart from the movie. The characters also wear expensive 20s-inspired costumes to appeal to our visual tastes as an audience. Americans want to see successful icons wearing high-end clothing to validate their own obsession with material wealth. It inspires their dream for wealth, which, if achieved, will allow them to buy nice clothes and thus be happy. Costume designer Catherine Martin collaborated with Prada Miu Miu designer Miuccia Prada and pulled archive dresses to be used in the film. These choices link the characters increasingly with celebrities. According to Prada, the director wanted to show Mulligan's character as the most beautiful and rich woman on earth, who are the movie stars and singers in our society. Additionally, we connect these high-end dresses to the more publicized ones worn by happy celebrities on the red carpet and magazine covers. However, their dress does not dictate their happiness. Mulligan herself poses Daisy on Vogue's cover looking satisfied, but as the audience, we know this was far from the case as she simultaneously dealt with Tom's infidelity. Similarly, this Brooks Brothers ad channels The Great Gatsby to proclaim the beauty and power of material goods, namely clothes, by using the quote, "I've never seen such beautiful shirts before." However, the irony is that the full quote begins with, "It makes me sad," and yet, material goods brands can exploit media and technology to convince Americans that their products are the key to happiness. Luhrmann also uses technology to create a facade. During Gatsby's large parties, hundreds of his not-so-close friends are dressed up and seem to be enjoying themselves by dancing and drinking amongst their wealth and excess. These over-the-top party scenes have a magical essence and grandeur which ignites the audience's imaginations for a more luxurious lifestyle. Even Nick compares Gatsby's house to an amusement park, a traditional symbol of enjoyment. The image of the party scene beckons the audience by overthrowing the traditional image of the American dream as identical houses with white picket fences. The audience is led to believe that fame and fortune will allow for this no-expense bird party, and therefore they must achieve both to achieve the dream. And Americans have bought into this idea, throwing Gatsby-themed parties everywhere. Lerman intentionally veers from historically accurate props and sets in the movie to provide a critique that is relevant to America today. This mansion-turned museum was built during the 1920s and is what Gatsby's room would have looked like. However, Americans have come to dream for more than this. Instead, Gatsby's bedroom looks quite different because it mirrors our perception of celebrity wealth. As an audience, we would much rather see an image congruent with the highest level of wealth today and would perceive the previous situation to be more depressing, when in reality it is not. A room and clothes are examples of phantom wealth with no intrinsic value, and in today's culture we often confuse them with items of real wealth such as knowledge, food, and emotions. Throughout the movie, Gatsby is constantly reaching for something which he cannot obtain, which represents his infatuation with social class. However, despite his wealth and fame, he is not emotionally fulfilled and he doesn't realize it. He cannot buy intrinsic commodities, and so he's left reaching for Daisy. Lerman portrays him as a celebrity to critique a lifestyle based on material goods instead of emotional fulfillment. Overall, Lerman appeals to his audience by offering an inside lens into a lavish lifestyle. However, he exaggerates the situation to urge us, as the viewers, to re-examine the reality of this celebrity culture, to reconsider our fascination and our dreams for extreme wealth. I want to dwell on Gatsby's tragic ending because despite his wealth, he was never truly happy and died discontent. What is the point of working our whole lives for fame and fortune, knowing that we may die unhappy? Gatsby is meant to end tragically because he has such an absolute ideal in his mind, an absolute dream, and he will not let reality rewrite the script of that dream.